Hi friends. I got a request to go over Duke Bathin. So while I have already put that kind of stuff out there, you know, I'm always down for a rehash, if you will. So Duke Bathin is one of the lesser worked with, lesser known goetic spirits. And basically, I think everybody has their sort of favorites that we think of, like, you know, if you look at E.A. Coetting stuff, and you know, he's got these five or six demons, but there's 72 of them. So Duke Bathin, you know, there's just not a lot. There's a gentleman named Marino Ravenberg. I think who knows if I'm saying his name right, but when you look up Bathin, you'll find a video where he talks about his experiences, and he's an occultist. So obviously, anyway, Duke Bathin is, I recommend the Duke for beginners, if you will, because even more so than, let's say, you could either, you know, do something like President Marvis, who focuses on health, or Duke Bathin here is all about astral projection, really. But if you want to see it in a literal sense, this is a protective demon of travelers. So whether you're going to travel literally or you're astral traveling, this is a good demon to start with. And the way that what I want to sort of bring to this video that's different is say that when I look at the Goetia here, you know, the Lesser Key of Solomon, it's almost like building a story, and you could, you know, there's not a right or a wrong, but you're gonna build off of these different things rather than pick a really, let's say, harder, more intense demon to work with by whatever, like picking what works for you, whatever sigil you're attracted to, and then building a story that way. What I mean by that is, when I was in my early 20s and I started out with this kind of magic, I did work with Bathin, and then later President Marvis. Now, what that is building a rapport with a spirit that works with astral projection. And astral projection is what you do when you daydream, as I've mentioned many times. You daydream, you have nightmares, fantasies, you're projecting. And astral, you're just throwing your consciousness out to that, because you experience that out of your body for a little bit. And so, you know, you need a protection, you need a friend, an ally, and that's the way I treat these spirits, is as a friend, a relationship, rather than I summon them. And that's not my style, is to summon them and tell them what to do. I don't find that in good taste. So then after, you know, working with a demon of astral projection, then I moved on to President Marvis, eventually finding President Marvis as my patron demon. But so by building foundations for astral projection and then working with a demon that is all about health, you know, it's all foundations for groundwork, right? Now you can have an understanding of astral projection and how to be grounded. That's really what President Marvis is. Looking at diseases, looking at health, understanding the polarities between health and disease. And so, you know, it's building this up. So I would like to say that, you know, you do that, and then you can work with a necromancy demon. After you've worked with a demon of astral projection, such as Duke Bathin, and working with a health demon such as President Marvis. Then you can go on to work with Boone and Samagina. Later, these necromancy demons, because when you work with the dead, if you have built a relationship, a friendship with a demon of astral projection and a demon with health, then it's going to protect you when you go into the dark art of necromancy. So it's a story. It's really a building of workings and practices. So that's what I'd like to say in this rehash. And of course, one day would like to maybe, I don't know, whatever. I keep sharing my thoughts from my grimoire when I was in my early 20s, because even though it was sort of naive and the beginnings of my magic, I think it's really neat, and it's good to share, like, because it's from a beginner's perspective in magic, and I think that we all have to start somewhere. So Duke Bathin, real quick here, is obviously a demon for astral travel, astral projection, and literal travel. So let's say you wanted to travel, to Canada or whatever, right? Or you want to travel somewhere else for your job, and then you've got to come back. You've got this journey. A great thing to do would be to put Duke Bathin's sigil in a book that you have, your briefcase, somewhere near you, on you, with you, for the journey, and then you tuck it back into your grimoire so that you have that with you for your actual travel, if you're going to go that way, if you're going to literally travel. And Duke Bathin, I have taken his sigil with me for travels to some ghost towns, because besides everything else, I really am a kind of a history buff. So taking that, it's like I was able to, I guess, project myself even a little bit more into that feeling and atmosphere of that space and time, and be able to feel at peace and stuff while I projected my consciousness into the Old West. So that's there to help you enjoy the journey of where you're going. Enjoy and have some sense of peace. And Duke Bathin can really help put you at ease. That's the way I feel him and perceive him and what he does for me. So, now what, as far as astral travel, I still do this, even though, it was something I started out with. I put Bathin sigil, sometimes, once every maybe 3 months, maybe once a month, under my pillow with a quartz rock, because white quartz amplifies energy. So by amplifying my astral dreams, being able to remember them better, amplifying and purifying the energy of astral travel, and a little clove of garlic. And the garlic has to do with kind of like a grounding aspect of traveling. It's like your way home or your way back, okay? So that's kind of like why people would, eat it and stuff to ward off vampires. By grounding, you're protecting yourself from these energies out there that, rather than look at them as good or evil, it's nefarious in the sense that there's energies out there that just want to feed off you. So the grounding stuff really protects from that. And when, and I mean, even I've even included garlic with President Marvis, just not in the same way, because if you eat raw garlic, it will really boost your immune system. It is nasty, and that's that stickiness, that quality your stomach needs. That kind of stuff is full of really good bacteria, and it's antimicrobial, so the dangerous sort of microbes, those die off and whatever. So, but so with Marvis I use that literally, and I'm going to consume that for part of a ritual. This, I use it symbolically to symbolize that here's my link back from the astral realm, so that, and I don't eat that, I leave it for bath, and that's symbolic. The other thing that, and I'll do that for a few nights, and I'll feel a sense of cleansing. So it's very powerful yet subtle. That's the way I experience Bathin. And I also give Bathin my menstrual blood to really solidify this. This is a traveling between life and death, between the subconscious and the conscious, between the different planes of existence. And, of course, fertility has to do with my travel and incarnation here on the physical plane. So here is the sigil, and here's my menstrual blood this is for Duke Bathin. And I am happy to work with the great Duke. I recommend him for beginners. I find him more subtle, but yet powerful. So I hope that some of that, what I said about building on your practice, so if that makes sense to somebody out there, where you're learning astral projection, focusing on the ways you do it, the meditations, paying attention to what triggers your daydreams, these kinds of things. Then looking at aspects of health and herbal knowledge, and just a real interest in biology, can build into something darker, heavier, and stuff for necromancy. Because everybody, I talk to so many people, they just want to jump in with necromancy, and I don't recommend that for a beginner. I just don't. I think that there needs to be more of a build-up. Okay, well, you guys let me know if that helped you in any way or makes any sense. Thank you for the request. Sorry I deleted the other video because of some other issues, but I'm going to refilm my altar and get it all cleaned up here. Pretty soon, lots of good stuff coming up. So take care, guys. I'll see you in the next video.